Week 3 of Operation 400 has begun, and it was a very successful week. As you can see, Tom here doing sets of with dips with 120 pounds. He was actually able to get all 8 reps this week. We keep increasing the weight. So as his body weight goes up, he's also doing better on the dips. So that's what Bob Hoffman, founder of York Barbell, Iron Game pioneer, would call a double progression method. He's hitting, both here. Okay, so I'm trying to show you some of Tom's other exercises. Here we got Tom doing some incline at a 55-degree incline. He's doing dumbbell bicep curls. And so here, we're not pushing the weight in the arms because Tom's had some elbow issues in the past. So what we're doing here is going a little bit lighter and really going in a muscle intention style. So Tom's not concentrated on the movement so much. He's concentrated on feeling the biceps work and actually doing the work. So very good muscle intention style here. And if you have a problem with this in your own training, a good way to do he has good mind-muscle connection is by adding into like an eccentric. So he does the 5-second eccentric if that's a problem. He can also isometrically flex his biceps as hard as possible for 5 to 6 seconds prior to this. But Tom is in tune. He has reached unconscious competence. So here we got Tom doing Hatfield squats, and he's using a little more weight this week. He's up to 625, but the deal is he's actually getting a lot better depth. So even though the increase in weight doesn't seem substantial, when you factor in how much lower he's going and how solid this looks, this is a huge increase. Huge. Another set here. Repetition is the mother of skill, and every single repetition is building that solid movement pattern here. And remember, Tom's 6'8", so a lot of you guys that are taller that have problems squatting, the Hatfield squat can be extremely beneficial to you. The weight is moving quite well. So here's Tom with the leg press. So this is what we call a dead stop leg press. As you see, when Tom's coming down, he dead stops the weight at the bottom. Just good pause, pushes up. So he's building that sort of dead strength, if you will. That he's breaking up that eccentric, concentric that eccentric, concentric chain, and pushing that weight from a dead stop. Forcing the muscles to do the work and not relying on the elastic energy of the stretch reflex. Look how explosive Tom's pushing the weight back up here too. He's definitely, moving here. So here we also included some of the work we do in the pool with Tom. So, obviously, Tom's a huge guy, so like interval sprints or something like that nature would be kind of fun. But, put a hell of a lot of impact on those joints. So here we got Tom in the pool. And why we're using the pool is it's very, very, very low impact on those joints. And that's the main reason here. So if you're having a problem, you say, I have this wrong, that wrong, whatever, you can do intervals in the pool. If you're huge, I also recommend doing the intervals in the pool. So if you have all kinds of joint problems, one example of how this can work for you is just grab on the side of the pool and kick as hard as you can for a specified amount of time. So you might, grab on the side of the pool and just kick as hard as you can for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds, do that, 6, 8, 10 times, whatever. And you can slowly, increase the amount of time you're doing, decrease the rest interval, etc. So Tom's overhead press is coming up quite a bit, and this has been huge for his shoulder hypertrophy. So this week, he was up to 100 kilos or 220 pounds for 10 sets of 6 reps. And he supersetted that with the neutral grip pull-ups for 9 reps. And I think Tom does have the mobility and flexibility to get over the bar there, so we can talk to him about that this week. And looks awesome though. And that's huge. So with a lot of people are familiar with German volume training. For people like Tom that are predominantly fast twitch muscle fiber, more of the easy gainer types, I like to do, instead of doing the traditional 10 sets of 10,
I think the 6 sets of 10 is much more effective. So people that aren't like great with muscle endurance and really high reps, again, to repeat that, seem to thrive better with 6 sets of 10 reps versus 10 sets of 10 like traditional German volume training. This is the partial rear delt movement. I got this one actually from John Meadows, and this is a great movement. And what you do here is he's moving the weight very short. He's actually purposely using momentum to help him moving the weight, and you want to do this for extremely high reps, 20 plus repetitions. And the key here is muscle intention. Again, you want to focus on filling your posterior delts, do all the work. Otherwise, your effort's futile here. So this is not a movement type of exercise. This is a muscle intention type of exercise. You have to have the intent of those rear delts doing the work. So here we have Tom doing seated lateral raises. And again, very good, muscle intention type movement. Focus on those side delts, doing the work. And Tom's doing a good job of that here. So if you're having problems, so some people have problems doing that, again, I recommend slowing down the eccentric or isometrically contracting those muscles. Okay, so Tom practices deadlift form, not going heavy yet. He's looking dialed in, gets a much better leg drive. Now we have Tom doing the farmer's walk. Farmer's walk is one of the, it just is totally epitomizes functional training. We have Tom doing the yoke here. This is like a dynamic plank on, Anadrol or steroids, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it's awesome stuff. And Tom's, hauling ass, keeping his core stable, looking very solid here. Okay. Finally, here we have Tom doing some high shrugs. So a lot of people do the high shrugs with barbell in the back. I feel this is a good, this is a very good way to do it here. It's a lot less stressful on the shoulder doing a standing calf raise. Here's one of my favorite lat exercises for isolation. So we have Tom on his knees, cable lat pull downs on his knees. I think he get a slightly better stretch at the top, but overall looks pretty solid. And again, this is not a really heavy exercise. This is a muscle intention exercise. He wants to feel those bat wings expanding. Okay, so here we have Tom do the hammer strength rows. Very good muscle intention here. He's not using any kind of momentum or jerking, but he could get a slightly better stretch on the way out. As he goes forward. So, and even hold the contraction. So we have Tom, 338.8, gained 4 pounds this week.